Hello everyone. This lesson is going to be giving notes and showing an example of how to do a box plot with its 5-number summary. So first of all, what is a box plot? Well, a box plot is a chart that shows how clustered together or spread out data is. So that mean, median, mode, it kind of tells us where the center of a data set is and what is like normal. But it doesn't show us, oh, is it leaning to the left? Is it leaning to the right? Is it all spread out all over the place? Is it mostly clustered around a particular spot? And a box plot essentially does that. A good way to think about it is with a picture. So a box plot looks like this, right? So you have a line, and you have a box. A terrible looking box. Then you have another line coming out the other side. They call it a box and whisker plot because it has these little whiskers on the side, and then it has a box there in the middle. So it's going to look something like that. Now, what goes into creating a box plot? Well, the first step is that you have to find the median, and this is just the middle number of the data set. The minimum is the smallest number in the set. The maximum, the largest number in the set. And these are up here on our chart, right? So this right here, that's our minimum. And it will form the left whisker is our min. There's probably a quicker way to do this. Then here, this is our maximum. And then right here in the middle would be the median. Be this, right in the center of our box is our median. So what are the quartiles then? Well, the quartiles are at the 25% mark. You can think of the median as being the 50% mark. It's halfway through a data set. A quartile is halfway through halfway. So it's the center of the bottom half along with the center of the top half, or the 25% mark. So a quartile is the center of the bottom or top half of a data distribution. We use the semicolon, which to say, or 25% of the way through. Now up here on our chart, these are our quartiles. This is Q1 and this is Q3. So Q1 is going to be the 25% of the way mark. Q3 is our 75% of the way mark. And those are how I find where my box is. So this is the 5-number summary: the median, the minimum, the maximum, Q1, Q3, 5 numbers, 5-number summary. And that's how I create my box plot. The minimum, the maximum are the ends of my whiskers. The median is the middle line that goes in my box. And the actual sides of the box itself are defined by Q1 and Q3. So once you find these 3 numbers, you can create a box plot. So let me put in some squiggles here. We've got our Q and another Q over here for Q1 and Q3. Oh, I think that looks kind of like a Q, right? Okay, so the interquartile range is can be thought of as the box, or the distance from Q1 to Q3. Or mathematically, it's Q3 minus Q1. That will give us our interquartile range. So those are all of the important vocab in a box plot. Now let's do one together. So here we have an example. Step 1 is to write data in order from highest to lowest. So I've got my data, and I'm going to rewrite it in order from highest to lowest. So it's got 2, 7, 9, 14, correct me if I'm wrong here, everybody. 12. Yeah, totally wrong. Did you catch that? I was testing you. 2, 7, 9, 12, 14, and then what do we got next? 22, 32, 43, 36, 43. Did I get them all? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Some numbers that I've accounted for, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 numbers accounted for. So step 2, as in the next step, is to find the median. So if I go through and I cross them off, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. And then we've got 14 and 22 left as our median. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I should actually only have, if there's 9 numbers in the set, I should have 4 numbers on one side and 4 numbers on the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers. 15 or 14 here is going to be my median. Q1 then is going to be the median of this bottom half. So from 14 to 2, what's the median there? So you notice I got 2 numbers on this side, I got 2 numbers on that side. 9 is right there in the middle, so that's my Q1. It's 9. And then for Q3, I find the median of the top half. I start here at 14, which is my median. 2 numbers right there, 2 numbers on the other side. 32 is going to be my Q3. So Q1 and Q3 are just the median of the top and the median of the bottom. So now I have numbers that I can use to create my, my box plot. Step 3 is a really important step, which is to on a number line, mark the minimum, maximum, median, Q1, and Q3. But you actually need to do something even before that, which isn't listed here in the steps. I should probably remake this handout to list it in the steps. But it's to define the scale of your number line. If you don't start by defining a scale, then your box plot will look squished or crunched because of the scale that you choose and not because the data is actually squished together. So we have to first just look, and you want to always start below the minimum, and you want to go to above the maximum. Since our minimum is 2, I'm going to start with 0. Let's say that this is 0. And then since my maximum is 43, let's put this at 45. Why not? Sure, 45. Sounds great. So I start by defining the scale. So that's 0, and that's 45. So then I think if I count by 5s, it should work out. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Look at that. So every one of these little marks down here represents the number 5. So I could go, you should go through and put those on there. I'm not going to because it's so hard for me to write with the cursor function. But if you're doing this on a piece of paper, it should be easy, and that's the next step. So now I can actually mark down where my box is, right? So the minimum, right, look up here at the diagram, the minimum is the left line, and for us that's 2. So I come down here, and right here I'm going to guesstimate that 2 is right there next to 0, and I put the minimum. Now I'm going to put the maximum, right, which was 43. So I make a line over here where I guess that 43 is, probably just short of 45, right? Now I have my sides. But where's my box? It's a box plot. I got my whiskers, but where's my box? So the box is defined by the median, Q1, and Q3. So that's what I'm going to use to make my box, right? So I'm going to try and draw them all at once. So a 9 is going to be about right here. So this is 10, so 9 would start right here. the beginning of my box, and it's going to go all the way up to Q3. You see Q3 over there is 32. So if this is 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then 32 would probably be about right there. There's my box. Now, where do I put the line for the median? Do I put it down here in the middle? No, it's wherever the median actually is. So the median is at number 14. So that's 5, 0, 5, 10, 15. The median line should be right there. So you'll see that means that look how condensed the data is right down there on the bottom. In this spot, 25% of the numbers in our data set can be found right here. So data is really clustered right here. This top 25% is really spread out in comparison with the others, and then this is spread out as well. So that's why we make box plots, is they show us how crunched together our numbers are or how far apart they are, so that we can get a picture of the data as a whole. You know, mean, median, mode, they only really tell us where the center is. They don't tell us how the data kind of sits around the center. So this box plot fulfills that function. For the rest of it, you want to go through and you want to do these questions on your own and see if you can construct a box plot on your own using the same steps, right? Write the data in order from lowest to highest. Find the median, then find Q1, which is the median of the bottom, Q3, which is the median of the top. Then choose the scale for your number line, step 2.1, right? And then mark them down to create the boxes. There's also some questions here to just make sure that you can read a box plot to see what it means, right? So you should be able to look at this box plot of Mrs. Sanchez's math quiz results and tell me about how the students in her math class did on the math quiz. If you have any questions, of course, I should be circulating around the room right now to help you with any of that. But hopefully you're able to figure most of it out from the recording. Again, pause, go back, watch it as many times as you need to, see what I'm really doing. Especially since I totally flubbed a few parts in there where I was fumbling with the cursor. Sorry about that. But good luck, you guys, and you can do it.